When you go to the Check for Learning website and you log in with your email and password, if you're a building administrator, you'll have the building administrator account to choose from, or teacher. In this case, we're going to use building administrator. I'm going to click login. To view reports, you click on the View Reports button at the bottom or up here at the top, and you'll see all of the tests that have been assigned to your grade level or area that you are an administrator for. And to see how those are going, you can click on the reports icon under options, and in this case for this group they haven't started taking it yet. So what I'm going to do now is go into another account that has questions in, so you can see, or answers in, so you can see what the reports look like. So I've logged in under a different account. Again, I'm going to click View Reports, and I see all of the tests that have been administered to those that I'm the administrator for. And I'm going to click on the reports icon under options. And so right now we're just looking at scores. So at the top it gives me kind of an overall how my students did, average score, highest score, lowest score. This is, if a student hasn't taken it yet, then you'll have a 0% there, and you'll see how many are complete. Each of these dots represents a student, so at any time you can click on any of those to get specific student answers, but it also gives you just a nice little graph as to how your students did. And then as we keep scrolling down, you'll have students listed in alphabetical order by last name. You can see that this one is complete. If we scroll down to this person, theirs is still in progress, so that's where you get your 0% at. Continuing across, you can see what their score is, what the percentage is, and then how they did on each item. So if the answer was incorrect, they'll give you what they put, and then you can scroll to the next section and see how they did all the way across. If we go to the bottom of this list, you'll notice that it gives you a total average of what students scored, and then it gives you percentage correct for each item. So in this case, this 88% is for number 1. So on the first question, 88% of the students got it right. Same with 2, and then on number 3, 62% of the students got it correct. So if I wanted to, I can download this one as a PDF, or I can download it as an Excel document. I'm just going to click PDF, and it takes a minute to capture the data. And so you get an idea of what it looks like. It's really just a PDF version of the web page, same information at top. These are not interactive at all. And then if you scroll down, you'll see the student name, how they scored. And if we keep scrolling down, notice this is 7 pages. You can see how they did on these first 15, and then you have to keep scrolling down to see how they did on the last 5, excuse me. So that is the PDF version of it. If we download the Excel version, the Excel version shows the names in the upper left-hand corner and lines them out so that you have each item, again, what they scored, or if there's a 1, that means they got it correct. Again, this is not going to print very well, but it's just another way to look at the data that you have. So that is the Scores tab. If I click on the Item Performance tab, so this is related directly to the questions, and it shows you which one was the hardest item, second hardest, easiest, and second easiest. Scroll down, graphical representation of each item. And then underneath the graph is line by line each item, the description of it, again just sometimes a brief one, the indicator it relates to, and what the class scored on it, and then what students actually picked for the answer to those items. If I click on the item number, it takes me to the page which tells me what the actual question was and what the responses were. So for example, if I go back and I look at this one, number 15, what is the organizational pattern? Only 23% of these students got it correct, and I can see what each one chose. So I could click on this item and it would tell me what the question was, and I can jump back and look. See, 23%, most of them chose C. So if I look at that question again, I can see that number 3 would be C. So this is what most people put as the answer. So I get a better idea of what they were thinking. I can click on the item alignment to see what standard it aligns to, and that's not going to give me any other information. So any of these blue links are hyperlinks that help you drill down a little bit more and give you more information about that item. If I go to the indicators tab, one thing to point out, you can export this as a PDF as well. Any of these pages can be exported as a PDF. The reason why you would do that is if you have teachers don't have the ability to get in and get these reports. So if you wanted to export it as a PDF, you could put it on your staff share and they could look at it later without you having to be there and logged in as yourself. If I click on the indicators tab, I can see each indicator that was assessed, how many items aligned to that indicator, student scores on that indicator, and then you'll have building and district average at a later time, and then a description of the indicator. This one doesn't really have the ability to drill down any farther. This is as far as you can go, but again, you can download that again. The last tab is score distributions. This just tells me what their final score was. So 13 students, if I hover over that blue bar, from 0 to 59, 13 students scored in that range. 7 scored 60 to 69, 5 were 7 to 79, and 4 were 8 to 89. And again, download button. If you ever need to get back out and need to start over, you can always click on the reports button up at the top, and it takes you back to your main page.